If you have any interest in starting a freelance business and working from home, then this video is for you. My name is Brent Galloway, and I've been a freelance graphic designer for over 11 years. And the beautiful thing about freelancing, at least that I've learned, is that anyone can do it. And even better, you can start your freelance career today. For the sake of this video, I'm going to use graphic design for most of the examples. But this is interchangeable with any niche, whether it's illustration, writing, photography, or one of many different jobs. First things first, let's talk about why freelancing might be such a great option for you. As a freelancer, you have the freedom to choose any of your own projects, set your own schedule, and you get to work from anywhere. But the best part, you have the opportunity to diversify your income and potentially earn you more than you would in a traditional 9-to-5 job. But of course, starting a freelance career is not without its challenges. You're going to have to put on many different hats. You're the boss, the accountant, the marketing department, the assistant, the project manager, and of course, you're the employee of the month that has to show up every single day and do the actual creative work itself. That's a lot of responsibility, which is why the most important thing you can do to get started is validate the idea. Before you pour hours, days, or even months into starting a freelance career, you have to make sure you enjoy it. Luckily, to get started, you don't have to get hung up on paperwork and the legalities of it all. You can start the second you click away from this video. The moment you use your skills to provide a service for someone and they pay you, you can call yourself a freelancer. Once you're committed to starting, the first thing you're going to want to do is identify the type of work you want to be known for and also the type of clients you want to work with. Having an idea of what you do and who you do it for is going to make marketing yourself so much easier. This way, you're effectively telling a select group of people, your target market, that you're the perfect freelancer for them. Once you've picked an area of work that you can focus on, now it's time to take action and find your first project. Arguably, one of the best ways to land your first client is going to be through word of mouth. Use your family, your friends, and your connections to help spread the word about what you're doing. This is where knowing what you do and who you do it for will come in handy, so you're not reaching out to the wrong people and leading to dead ends. The pitch can really be as simple as, I'm looking to take on some freelance logo design projects. If you know someone who's starting a business or needs a logo redesigned, let me know. My first clients were designing websites for family friends, editing photos in Photoshop, designing posters, shirts for local events. I dabbled in pretty much everything. Which brings me to my next point. At this stage, your focus should be on getting your first client as well as creating as much work as possible. This is how you're going to figure out the type of work you actually love to do if you don't already know that. Early on in my career, I spent years building websites, and it got to a point where I just felt like I was killing my soul. I hated dealing with the process of gathering content and coding. I hated coding. The whole back end of what goes into building a website, I hated it. But through that work was the only way that I learned that I kind of enjoyed the front end of designing a website, the graphic design part of it. So I did transition into doing more visual graphic design projects like logos and specifically t-shirt design. When I discovered the magic of getting to see your work in the hands of other people and brought to life, I knew that's what I wanted to go all in on. Not only will creating as much work as possible help you figure out what you like and don't like to create, it's also the fastest way you're going to learn and gain experience. No book, online course, or video can teach you more than actually doing the work itself. Learning new techniques, experimenting, and if you're feeling up to it, sharing everything you create on social media. I love looking back on my Instagram feed and seeing the progression in my design work and in my skills, and to pinpoint at what point I started taking on some of my dream client work. So as you spend more time creating, just avoid comparing yourself to others, especially to artists who you look up to. It can be paralyzing and unproductive. Your worth as an artist is not determined by how you compare yourself to others, but by the amount of effort and passion you put into your own work. I could go on and on about imposter syndrome. It's something I still struggle with to this day. So let's put that to the side and let's move forward into how you can take things to the next level. Hopefully you'll hit a point where you've worked with a few clients now and you either know if this is something you want to do more or less of. Some people dabble with freelancing to make a little bit of extra income on the side of a full-time job, and that's great. Or you could go all in on freelancing full time like me. If you want to start taking freelancing to the next level, then you're going to want to go through the steps of making things a little more official, like setting up a business bank account, tracking your expenses, and then once you've made a certain amount of money, you're going to have to pay taxes. I'm not an expert in this area, so definitely research all the legalities of starting your own business, where you live, and that is all required. For me, I run my business self-employed, and I'm required to pay estimated taxes every quarter of the year. Then when tax time does come around, I hire someone to handle it all. Then afterwards, they'll tell me what estimated payments I have to make the next year. Trust me, it's worth the investment to hire someone to handle the tax side of things when it comes around. Now that you've validated the idea and you're actively creating the work that you want to be known for, you'll want to put time into developing some of the branding around yourself. This will be what takes your freelancing from a side gig to a profession. Your freelance business should be branded the way you'd like to be perceived by your ideal clients. What you do, why you do it, and who you do it for should be front and center. Make that extremely clear. You should also have an online presence, a portfolio with your best work displayed, as well as an active presence on social media. You don't have to be on every platform, so just use what you enjoy and what makes sense for the work that you do. And ideally, also where clients consume content. The more you put yourself out there, the more luck you create for yourself, and the more you can have a chance of getting noticed. Finally, don't be afraid to ask for help, and honestly just use Google to seek out answers and resources as you start your freelance career. I know this video is so loaded, and I'm sure I could expand into a million different topics from here, so if you have any questions about any of this, go ahead and leave a comment below, and I'll do my best to help and answer. I hope these tips were helpful and gave you a little bit of inspiration to starting your freelance career. It's not going to be easy, but the freedom and the flexibility of freelancing can make it all worth it. Thanks for watching and best of luck out there with your freelance journey. Now, let's get back to work.